Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Rod Shop. I'm Captain Lee, and today we're going to be talking about budget-friendly rods, so stick around. Okay, quick update. First, yes, I have survived my first semester of college. Just for you guys who have emailed me and put some comments down there, yeah, it's a change of procedures for me for sure. But these semesters are 16-week semesters that have been crammed into 8-week semesters. So I survived the first two. And I'm getting ready to take off on the next three in the next 8 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. I'm crushing the business stuff. I had a bit of a struggle first couple weeks in my writing skills since I haven't written anything in 35 years. In the collegiate speak, at least. You know, I've been writing business stuff forever, but college is a little different, but we're doing okay. So we're going to get some A's in this first semester and see how we do in the next one. We've been busy in the rod shop. We've got Nathan in his own rod shop now, about 10 miles that way, and we're getting him set up. He's doing a lot of work over there. We'll get some videos of that when we get it finished. I know you guys would be interested in seeing a new rod shop from scratch. This one is going to morph some more so we can increase our finished production, which is the bottleneck right now is me and getting the finish work done. But we're getting there. And the other thing I was going to talk about, I don't remember. So let's talk about budget-friendly rods. This was a question that came up in a comment on the Big Boy 765 video I did a couple weeks ago. And I can say a couple things about budget-friendly rods. There are places in the build process where you can save some money because it really doesn't matter. Now, the question specifically that came up was for a chatterbait rod. And for a moving bait rod, you can save a lot of money with your blank. If it's going to truly be a moving bait rod, a spinner bait, a chatterbait, a swim bait, something that you really don't need that ultra sensitive touch, save some money on the rod. Now, what I'm going to do, I've started building, and I'll pop these up on the screen. I hope I can figure out how to do that. I started building some rods, some recipes for budget friendly. And I started looking at where I would shave some money. So the first place I would do it is since it's a moving bait rod, single hook, it's not a finesse technique. You don't really need ultra sensitivity. You're probably going to need durability more than sensitivity. And that's in a frog rod. Like I said, chatterbait, spinnerbait, swim bait. And even maybe a jig rod, although you do need some sensitivity depending on where you're fishing and how you're fishing a jig. I would shave the first bit of money off in the blank, and how I would do that is I would pick a medium heavy fast, either in a Rain Shadow RX6 or RX7. You can get, I'm looking at Voodoo site right now, you can get a 7-foot medium heavy MB 843 RX6 for $91 minus the discount you get when you shop at Voodoo. I would go to a Delta series if you were shopping at NFC. Those, do I have those up? Yes, I do. Let's go to one. Let me figure out. Let me get my stuff together here. Let's go to Delta series and we'll see what they're going for today. So you're looking at, let's go to like a 705. So SJ 705 is $100. If you want to go to the hybrid with the hybrid crankbait with a Zentron in it, you're looking at 125 max. So for a blank, and these are high-end blanks, they're just a little older technology. They're not quite as sensitive. They're not quite as light. But you don't need sensitivity and super light in a moving bait rod. So I would go with an older technology blank. Spend $100 on a blank. Don't spend $250. You don't need to. Guides. Well, let's look at the handles too. I mean, the one place I would not skimp is in your reel seat. I would go with an Alps or even the new GAHOs. I don't know how to say them. GAHO. Those, I bought some of those. I like them. They're compressed carbon technology. They're incredibly sensitive, but they're strong. The one thing you don't want to skimp on anytime is in your reel seat. So you're looking at a reel seat. If I got one in the basket here. I do not. Let's go to reel seats. I'm going to pull up Voodoo's site again just because I like their selection. And they're a small company and I like dealing with people who I can actually talk to. So you're looking, I would not buy the $4 or $5 reel seats, which you can buy. I would splurge, if that's the right word. But you can get, let's see how much the GAHOs are. So the GAHO CCT casting reel seat, you're looking at 13, 14, 15 bucks. If you wanted to go with what I like to think is the top of the line, you're only going to spend another 20 bucks, which with the Alps MVT Torre trigger reel seat by Batson, which is this one that I have on most of my personal builds, you're looking at $30 for the seat, plus you got to get your hood option. So this one here, which is one of mine that I broke that Nathan fixed for me. I dropped I was fishing on the front deck. I was adjusting the pedestal seat. It came unlocked and it fell over and it landed. You can't see it, but it landed right here. And I picked it up and I messed with it a little bit. And I said to Bob, who was fishing with me, that rod is going to break in the next couple hook sets. Well, it didn't. It broke in the next couple casts. I broke it on a snap cast. Fixed it. It's going to be fine. But this is the reel seat that I really like. It's incredibly sensitive. It's durable. Fits my hand perfectly, which is probably more important. But you're looking at $26, let's see, with a black hood, you're looking at $40 max on the reel seat. That's where I would not skimp. So you got $100 and a good blank, and like I said, either Rain Shadow or a Rod Geeks, their 2 series, or the Deltas from NFC, and there's a bunch of other options out there. And I'm going to recommend what I know and what I build and what I fish with. And that's the 3 I would choose from. Get rid of spam. All right, so you've got. Let's just build one. I'll build it in the cart right here. I'm going to build what I would build for myself, and I'm going to go with RX6. I'll take that Rain Shadow, because I was looking at, there's a Rain Shadow Revelation RX7 that's $100. An RX6 is like $90. So you can go with a 7. So we've got an RX7 casting blank. This is a 6'8" medium power, which is, why is that? Let's change that. Let's go with the 7.2 medium heavy. We'll add that to the cart. It's $126. So it's a little longer blank, a little stronger blank. Now I know this may not be budget for some of you guys, but this is what I would consider budget. Let's put some guides on it. We'll put for the money, I would absolutely go with the LZRs. They I'm running them on 15 or 20 of my personal rods. I've probably sold 200 sets on custom rods by now, and I've yet to have one come back with an insert pop out. Now, I've had to fix a couple of mine that I've stepped on. The insert didn't pop out, but I broke the guide loose. But you're looking at, for a LZR light duty set, you're looking for $32 for the whole set. And that is 12 guides. You won't need them all probably if you're going to build spiral, but you have 12. And then, so that's $32. Let's put a tip top on it. So we'll do an LZR tip top. And the LZR light to mid duty tip top is all you need. They're $4. They're $3.50 actually. We're going to add one. And then, my favorite hook keeper, I can't get it from Voodoo, but it's the ALX XLA hook keeper, which is $5. So this is a very high-end budget rod. $202. If you're buying from Voodoo, they're going to give you the 15% discount anytime you spend over $100. So you're looking at $30 off of that. So for $175 in parts, you have what I would call a high-end, budget-friendly moving bait rod. So you take this procedure, you can save $20, $30 with putting a cheap reel seat on it. I wouldn't for my personal stuff, but if that's where you're at with your budget, that's fine. Pick a reel seat you like. You can buy a bunch of them for under $10. The guide set's $32. I wouldn't really change that much. I don't build on anything of what I would consider a lower quality than that, so I don't have anything to recommend. And then your biggest expense is going to be in your blank, and it depends on. You can save $20-$30 maybe by $90 blank, and then there's sales on them. So, if this is a budget-friendly moving bait rod, if you wanted to do something that was more sensitive, you change your blank. There's no reason to change the guides. There's no reason to change the reel seat. So you can take this recipe and go from really ultralight to extra heavy, and the only component that really is changing is your blank. So anyway, that's how I would do a budget-friendly rod, specifically a moving bait rod. I hope this helps. Thanks for all the support with me, old man, going back to college. It really helps because it has been a learning experience. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I do have some more of our recipes coming. I was working on them this morning, trying to get some inventory together. We've already done the 765 XR Big Boy. We've got a 703 XR Smoke, which is the medium light extra fast. We've got an 808 XR Magnum, which is the extra heavy flipping stick coming, which I'm not a fan of the extra heavy for a flipping stick, but a lot of my customers are, so we're going to build them. And then there's the 725 XR Shadow, which I'm really excited to build those. Those are that's built on the SJ725 NFC blank. It is a workhorse of a blank that feels like a feather in your hand. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And we're out.